Hey there, thanks for joining me this week. I want to dive into something that I feel like is always a question, and I think it's also just where our thoughts naturally go to when we're starting a business or we're starting to build one, or maybe looking at other things that we can do to market our business. And that's, do you need more than one sales channel or one marketing channel or platform? And the long and the short of it is yes. You have to be in multiple places, especially when you're starting out. While you can focus and put all of your efforts into one place as a small business owner, it's great to take that content and repurpose it into multiple places. Style conscious and luxury brands use social for awareness until their brand is well known. So unfortunately, it is a necessary evil, but if you're smart about it and taking that content and using it in multiple places, you can extend your reach and also do things like figuring out what channels are going to be the right place for you to really spend your time and your money. So it allows you to pivot and look at other channels that are going to serve your business, maybe that are popular for your industry, but also really be able to double down on the sales and the growth in the areas where you get the most traction. Because believe it or not every platform and not every sales channel is going to work best for every single business. Every business is very, very different. Some businesses survive 100% off referrals, word of mouth, and a lot of local or community support. Other businesses have built their whole foundation and sales and following and loyalty on a social media channel. Some people that's Instagram. For some people who started in 2020, that's TikTok. For others of us, it could be Pinterest. Some people who have been in the game for a long time find that a lot of their referral sources, website traffic, and social media efforts really come from a place like Pinterest. So you really just don't know until you open yourself up to having more than just one avenue to reach people. You got to grow, you have to build, and you have to develop awareness of your brand and your company and that you exist. So initially, I would tell you, make sure that you are taking that content and repurposing it, because you do need more than one place to focus in. And really, it comes down to, the one sure way to have your business die off at one point or another is having no other way to get traction. If you're reliant 100% on social media, you only have 100 followers, you're showing up well and consistent there, but you're still not getting any sales, your business isn't going to grow. And at the end of the day, we still have to make sales. You can show up, you can do cool reels, you can get lots of views and everything, but if it's not converting to actual sales, something somewhere in your business is going wrong. Not to mention the fact that sometimes, again, as I mentioned before, other businesses tend to thrive off of other sources. So if you're not trying other sources, you're not looking at other ways to grow your business or extend your reach, how are you going to know where you really need to double down and spend your time? And if you're in that place, spending time on social media services, graphic creation, video, photography, all of those things can seem very, very expensive because you haven't yet figured out what is the most lucrative avenue for your business specifically, or your product or your type of industry. And of course, the tried and true, perspective on it is that you can also put yourself in a position to be 100% reliant on an algorithm or on, someone changing up a platform entirely, like Facebook completely changing itself to, more of the metaverse and going more in that type of social direction. So really making sure that you have your business set up for success long term. What I would recommend doing to combat this and to make sure that you have more than one sales channel, if you're trying to figure out what direction you need to go in, what makes sense, or you couldn't possibly figure out how you want to repurpose content onto another social platform, is start simple. Go back to the basics. I'm a firm believer that there are certain bits of sales tactics and practices that have been in place for years that still work today, right now, in today's environment, regardless, because people want human connection. Sometimes it's good old-fashioned networking, but maybe the networking looks different. It's not going to some weird room full of people in suits with business cards and things like that. Maybe it's just attending a Pinners conference for Pinterest and getting to know other, Pinterest creators that are out there and meeting some other content creators that are coming to teach about various tools and things that you can use to grow your business. Sometimes that type of networking still works to help you grow your business. People get awareness of what you're doing and how you're doing it, and they want to collaborate with you. And maybe that collaboration opens up the door to a whole other set of audience that they have and helps you extend your reach and start getting customers and people that you didn't know that you could reach. Sometimes those things still work. So what I would recommend doing is sitting down and looking at your industry specifically, and then doubling down on what things traditionally not social media related are available to you. That way, maybe you have your Instagram or your TikTok channel, but then you also have looked at, you know what, I've sent an email or two and my email list is pretty decent and I seem to get sales from that. That means you need to be spending more time on your email list, not worrying so much about your Instagram. When your email is what's bringing you sales, then maybe you beef up your sales on your email list. Maybe you look at creating some new email funnels for your list invitees. Maybe you look at a couple of campaigns around inviting those people into your email list. Those are the kinds of efforts that you can then put into that and then make sure that you're successful. And it just opens up one more channel of revenue that you know is already working. What if nothing's working yet? What if you're still trying to figure that out? Well, that's where, again, it comes back to what's going on in your industry. What is typical? Again, crafting, product businesses, things like that, going to these different conferences, as we are now finding a lot of places are starting to open back up. A lot of conferences and things are starting to come back to surface, and events and things are starting to happen. So how can you get out and into your community and get in front of those people, looking for markets and places like that you can show up? And maybe if you're, really busy and you're like, oh, I can't possibly man a booth for a couple of hours on a Saturday at a market, maybe it's sponsoring that market. Maybe it's giving them a little bit of money to advertise, to mention you, and to put you out there on some of the banners and things like that, so that you're still very visible to the community, but not necessarily having to spend your entire time there at the booth. There are many, many opportunities out there for you to expand. So do you need more than one sales channel in your business? Yes, you do. Please don't pigeonhole yourself to one, and please don't make that one just social media. Look at some other options to help expand your business and really be able to grow and extend your reach beyond just social media. Every single successful business owner is doing the exact same thing. You will eventually hit a wall, and we definitely don't want to see you do that. And if you're really confused about the process or want to figure out how you could dive further into the market or your industry and really look at other options, I would encourage you to hop on a free consult with me. I talk with business owners all the time. I throw out ideas. I give them so much perspective and open up so many avenues for them to really just understand that there are many things that you can do to grow your business, and it doesn't all necessarily have to be social media. So let's talk. I'm going to leave my link below. Make sure to click subscribe and stay tuned for our weekly videos, and I look forward to talking to you soon.